Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special treat for you today on the Hammond Cast Show. I'm sitting here with an old friend and one of my very favorite musicians in a restaurant, obviously. We're about to have some Mexican food. Yeah, just put it over there for now, please.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
It's okay. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with multi-instrumentalist, world traveler, and one of the most prolific musicians and well-loved cats I know in the world, Howard Johnson. How you doing today, Howard?
Yeah, I'm pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a busy time for me lately, and I like it like that. For a while, you know, when I was about as busy as I would like to be, it was really tough.
Mm-hmm.
and so it's come to a manageable point now. I feel pretty good.
I hear you. Well, you've always been busy as long as I've known about you, which is a long time now, Howard. In fact, I asked you briefly on the telephone before we got together. The first time I heard you play live was at the UC Berkeley Jazz Festival in gymnasium with the Gerald Wilson Big Band.
Yeah, that was the very first UC Jazz Festival, and it's still going on. That was started by Darlene Chan when she was a sophomore at the university, and she said that the people that she would like to see never came to Berkeley or the East Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So she decided to have the festival to get somebody she would like over to the East Bay. So she had Horace Silver, she had a group that Chick Corea had, she had Gerald Wilson's big band, and I was living in LA then and played with Gerald. And the next year we collaborated and managed to get Gil Evans and Miles Davis together for the last time that they ever did anything live.
Wow, well, that was a hot band, just completely knocked me out. Of course, you were one of the featured soloists. And for those of you who don't know, Howard has taken the tuba where it's never been before, and in many, many different genres. And besides playing tuba, you play so many different horns and all kinds of instruments. So I know you play saxophone as well, and baritone saxophone. That's quite a stretch for your chops. What are all the different instruments that you play now?
Well, baritone, sax, and tuba are not the stretch that people may think. Tuba happens all outside the lips, on the outside, and the saxophone is all inside.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no physical conflict there. And so I play some related things like the bass clarinet and the E-flat contra clarinet.
Mm-hmm.
And lately, in the last few years, I've gotten kind of up on the regular clarinet and the cornet. I'm about to go and do a gig on the cornet right now.
Wow.
I mean, as soon as I leave here.
Well, you got a lot of different sets of chops in there, and you look great, Howard. I gotta say, whatever you're doing, man, you're looking wonderful, and it's great to see you. And I know you've traveled all over the world, and you lived in Germany for a while, and we have a little bit in common. Some of our friends over in Hamburg, especially with the NDR Big Band. And you were in the NDR Big Band officially for what, 4 years?
For 4 years, exactly 4 years.
Well, I'll never forget when I ran into you, just come back from Hamburg, and you told me, tell everybody that Howard is back on the block and ready to rock.
I did say that.
Yeah. And, I told everybody, I said, guess who I just ran into? I ran into Howard, and he says he's back on the block and he's ready to rock. And, it's important to make yourself accessible when cats want you on a session. When I met Benny Golson a few times, and I was speaking with his wife, and she said that Benny keeps his phone number in the phone book because he believes if the people can't look in the phone book and call him up, how are they going to reach him? So these days we do it by the internet. Have you got a website that we can give to the folks out there?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm at www HojoZone.
HojoZone, I like it.
It's the Hojo Zone, not Hojo's Own.
Well, I know I'm going to be visiting there often. And Howard, I want to thank you so much for your time and for bringing your message to the folks on the radio and streaming over the internet and playing your wonderful music with so many great musicians. And the next generation, your daughter is taking it and doing it too. So,
oh yeah.
Before we get out of here, our station is KYOU Radio, 1550 AM on the dial in San Francisco, California. Have you got a little something to say to the listeners out there on KYOU?
Well, you know, it's not all about me. It's all about you.